Hi, it's Jeremy Morris. Today is August 24th, 2026. Hey, check this out. This is the debut album from the UK band called Marmalade. The album came out in '68. The title of it is There's a Lot of It About. Marmalade is from Glasgow, and this is one of those bands that coulda and shoulda been a lot bigger than they were. There were some pitfalls, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But here's what's interesting. The track we're playing right now, one of their best tracks, it's called I See the Rain. And this track was a hit in the UK, but not in the US. And Jimi Hendrix said this was his favorite song at that time. And it's a really good song. And of course, Jimi Hendrix endorsed this band. And but unfortunately, Marmalade didn't get too much success in the U.S. and they didn't last too long. So what was the pitfall? I had some time to think about this, and this debut album being an example is about half the album is original songs like the one you're listening to right now. And their original material is great. But the other half of the album is some standard cover songs of the day, and they're not particularly good. And so this album is 50% there. The original material is great. The covers, not so great. And so whenever I listen to this album, I play the original tracks, I skip over the covers. And so I think if this band would have been allowed at the time to do all their own material, we might be talking more about them today. And here's what happened in the early first half of the 60s. It was very fashionable to do cover songs. The first Rolling Stones album was all covers, and much of the early Beatle albums were full of cover songs. But the change of the guard came, and by 1968, it was not so fashionable to do cover songs. And so, again, the bands that were not writing their own material or allowed to do their own material, they really lost out, because it became more popular late 60s and early 70s for an artist to do his own material. And that was one of the major shifts that took place from the 60s into the 70s. By the time we hit the 70s, bands are expected to be writing and doing their own material. So that's it on this one for today. If you're willing to skip over the chintzy covers, this is a great album. See you next time.